You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Rex Heuermann was in court today for a hearing on DNA evidence. Now, the hearing is to decide whether the DNA technique used on hair samples found near victims can be used at trial. The defense says the technique has not been tested enough. Prosecutors have linked that DNA to Heuermann or his family members. Now, his estranged wife, Asa Ellerup, and their daughter also appeared in court today. Her lawyer says they want to find out how investigators obtained their hair.
I'm here to see the evidence and hear what they have to present.
In the courtroom?
In the courtroom.
The 61-year-old Massapequa Park man has pleaded not guilty in the killings of 7 women. And the MTA says traffic is down 13% due to congestion pricing. Now, the new data says 82,000 fewer cars per day entered the designated zone. The Trump administration set a deadline of Sunday to end congestion pricing. The MTA says it will continue with its plan unless a court rules otherwise. And beer delivery workers are on strike over alleged unfair labor practices.
We're fighting to maintain our pension. The company wants to take away pensions from current and new employees.
Around 600 workers, including some from Wyandanch, are striking against Manhattan Beer and Beverage distributors. Manhattan Beer did not respond for a comment. And Carmelo Anthony is visiting a Long Island dispensary this weekend. The NBA Hall of Famer will stop by Strain Stars in Farmingdale on Saturday. Now, the former New York Knicks player is promoting his new cannabis brand called Stay Mellow. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather, shall we, to see if it's going to be a little brighter than it was today, and it's really not going to. We'll still have those clouds overhead, wind also coming in, and temps in the 50s. We'll have that 7-day forecast coming up later in the broadcast. Long Island grocers with a focus on imported goods are worried about possible tariffs. Virginia Huey has more on this story.
The back and forth of tariffs are concerning for many small business owners here on Long Island, especially those who specialize in selling imported goods.
We struggle to keep this place open.
George Miglis has run his grocery store for 38 years. Now he's worried he'll go out of business. Bakaliko Greek-American grocery store in Hicksville sells imported goods from Greece, including olives, grape leaves, and sesame sweets. Miglis has weathered economic turbulence over the years, but nothing like this.
Everything is increasing very badly.
On April 5th, the first round of President Donald Trump's tariffs went into effect, enacting a baseline 10% duty on all countries that export goods to the U.S. Days later, the Trump administration announced, then delayed double-digit reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries, but he bumped up tariffs on China's goods to 145%. The hefty hike sent international markets spiraling. They also left business owners that sell imported foods wondering what will happen to their bottom line.
After COVID, we had a 40% increase on all products. Everything that was coming from Greece was increased. Right now, we have another 30% increase on the new products, thanks to our new president, and we're hardly gonna make it.
At Asian One Grocery in Ronkonkoma, co-owner Issa Weller says 95% of her products come from Southeast Asia. She says the tariffs will likely force the store to raise prices, which may drive some customers away.
I have to go increase my prices accordingly. So that's the only way, because I have other expenses to meet. And if I cannot meet my other expenses, then I cannot stay in business.
The Trump administration has said tariffs will eventually encourage more domestic production, jobs, and higher wages.
And right now, me and my wife, we hardly make $1,000 a week for 2 people.
Miglis fears he'll be pushed out of business.
We need a break. Mr. President, we need a break.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Grab your smock, we're making chowards. At 72 years old, Arthur Pratt still feels like a kid in a candy store.
It's a sweet industry. My name's Arthur Pratt. I am the president of Sierra Company Incorporated. I love my job. I love the people. It's all about good people.
The C. Howard or Chowards facility in Bellport is responsible for producing millions of these little mints.
We have a lemon mint, a peppermint, a very unique flavor that we call violet.
That have become a candy favorite since 1934.
During Depression times, candy got through because people always wanted to have a sweet little treat that was relatively inexpensive.
The flavored sugar powder base is first poured and pressed into these famous square tablets that then make their way to inspection before wrapping and packing. And with more than 50 years working at the company, Pratt knows the process all too well. But I wanted to test just how deep his knowledge goes. So it's one thing to make the product, but it's another thing to know the product. So what I'm gonna do is I have Arthur blind taste test this. I have 3 different flavors in these cups. He does not know which one is which. Arthur, with your eyes closed, please reach in to the first cup and taste it right there.
It's lemon.
All right, so now it's time for mystery cup number 2. Eyes closed, give me your hand, reach in.
It's guava.
All right, so he's 2 for 2 in the last and final taste test. Hand, please. All right, reach into the cup.
Should I say what it begins with?
Sure. What is it?
With a V.
With a V, what is it?
Violet.
Sir, you know your stuff. You got them all right. Pratt says to be a good candy maker, you have to know your candy.
Most people who get into the candy business, they like the candy business.
And to make sure, no matter how you grow,
Let's have fun doing it.
you never forget a job like this is as sweet as it gets.
It's fun. I never get depressed.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Islanders save on their energy bills for over 20 years.
I just kind of fell in love with it naturally.
In just 3 seasons as a varsity sport, Eastport South Manor's Alexandra Diera Locasano has become one of the top flag football quarterbacks on Long Island.
It's hard to find someone who could throw a 40-yard ball in high school, but she can do it.
Her love for the game started early.
I started playing quarterback, I would say around 5th grade in this little flag football league, and it's just been a great thing ever since.
And now, the Pace University soccer commit is dominating the gridiron.
So the pressure is always just the biggest thing for me. It always gave me the biggest opportunities to just be able to make those plays and change the game for everyone.
Whether she's diving for a top corner save or threading a pass down the field, the soccer goalie skills translate straight away to the football field.
The pressure we have as a quarterback, having to get it off fast, the ability to just read the field and do it, it's kind of the same as a goalkeeper for soccer.
As the sport expands on the island, Diera Locasano hopes others can be inspired to wear the flags.
And it's just such an enjoyable sport to play. It really gave my love back for sports.
For Newsday TV, I'm Carissa Kelman.
All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast. And the weekend looks like it's going to be gorgeous. Taking a look, you see Wednesday we have that cloud and wind coming in. Thursday, Friday is a little better. But check out Saturday. We're in the 70s. The weekends is just amazing. Next week, we're warming up just a bit with temps in the 60s.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us.